one big topic right now is medical liens. So what is a medical lien? Well, if someone's involved in an accident or a shooting or however they may get hurt, clearly they have to go get medical treatment. Well, their access to medical treatment may be hindered by lack of health insurance. So really what I want you to think of is two separate paths. There's the path where you have health insurance and the path that you do not have health insurance. Those two paths should never cross, because if they cross, you've got a real problem, and we'll talk about that. So I'm going to leave the health insurance alone. You go see the doctors that accept your health insurance, you treat, and hopefully you get better. You get back to where you were. But what do you do if you don't have access to doctors? How do you do this? So there are medical providers out there that will treat you on what's called a lien. So you go see Dr. Joe, chiropractor Joe, physical therapist Joe, whoever it may be, and you sign a document that basically says this: in exchange for the care received, you will pay back Dr. Joe out of anything that you recover in your case. But in the event that you don't recover anything in your case, you still owe Dr. Joe that money personally. That's one thing that's often left out. People are sent to doctors, chiropractors, and whatnot by their attorneys, and all they're told is, hey, we'll pay for this out of the case. We'll pay for this out of the case. I've never seen a lien that says if you don't recover in your case, you don't owe the money to the doctor. They can't say that, because if it did, then Dr. Joe's credibility is just completely out the window. You have to be personally liable for it in the event that you don't recover. So that's one thing people need to know about. You can be personally liable for these liens in the event that you don't recover. Second thing is you need to be aware of the billing rate. So say you go to a doctor and you have health insurance. Well, your health insurer has a contract with that doctor that sets out a fee schedule. So a Band-Aid costs this, all these different things they can do for you. There's codes for them, and they cost a certain thing. And those prices are negotiated in mass by your health insurance company. But when you go treat on a lien, you don't have that mass negotiation power. You don't have a national health insurance company negotiating on your behalf. It's just you and Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe may have a separate fee schedule for people like you, people who do not have health insurance and people who are treating on a lien. More often than not, that fee schedule is artificially inflated. There are doctors that are charging 500 and 800% of what they would charge other people for the exact same procedure. I've seen surgeries cost $200,000 when they should cost about $42,000. I've seen injections that should cost $100 costing thousands of dollars. So you need to be real careful about those fee schedules. You need to understand that the person or business that is responsible for injuring you, whether it be a car wreck or a slip fall or negligent security, however you got hurt, you need to understand that the person that hurt you is only going to be liable for the reasonable cost of necessary medical treatment. Reasonable and necessary. Well, if you get sent to one of these doctors or chiropractors that are charging these absurd rates, it's really hard for you to say that paying $500 or $100 for a Band-Aid is reasonable. The other side is going to pick up on that, and they're going to use that to defend the case. I have seen cases where the defense settles for much less than what the medical bills are, which is ridiculous. But they're able to do that because these medical costs are so high. And at the end of the day, the person left holding the proverbial bag, if you will, is the client, because the lawyer's got their third, their 40%. The doctor's going to get paid because you're contractually obligated to pay the doctor. Who gets pinched in the middle? The client. So be very wary about treating on liens. That's not to say that they're bad. Liens have their place, and they can be very beneficial to both a person being able to receive care and for the case itself. But they have to be used appropriately. If they get out of control, they can absolutely kill a case, and they can leave a person in a position where they're so financially compromised that they cannot get the care they need without going into even more debt. It's really a debt trap, so beware of that.